is by Jemison and Caroll, Aberdeen's jeweller since 1733.
Popular items in a previous series of these programmes was the look we took at Aberdeen's Union Street, the way it was in the 1930s. Well, with the commemoration of the 200th anniversary of Aberdeen's main thoroughfare, it seemed appropriate to take another look, this time at the way it was in the early 1950s. Now, John Thompson and Dorothy Mayer, both of you with vivid memories, I'm sure, of Aberdeen's Union Street in the 1950s, which you frequented regular. You as a shopper, Dorothy, but you, John, as a tenant. You had more than one shop in Union Street.
Yes, 2 shops we had, yes.
Yes. And how busy would you have been in the 50s?
Oh, very busy shop, yes, especially at the weekends.
Now, these were sweetie shops?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
The people that came into Union Street, were they all local people, or were there a lot of people coming in from out of town?
Well, I expect there was, probably not the same proportion today, but mostly local people, I would think.
What would have cost you on the bus?
Well, when I was working...
A penny, but 1950 million tuppence.
Would you have spent that tuppence? Would you have walked?
I walked, when I was working, 4 times a day, back and forth across Market Street to Broad Street from Tory.
To save the apron?
To save the money. And put it in the bank.
Well, we've got some pictures of the south side of Union Street as it looked then. Once again, it's early on a Sunday morning, hence the absence of people, and we're starting off at the Castle Gate and heading towards Holborn Junction on, as I said, the south side of the road. Watch this with us, John and Dorothy, and tell me what memories it brings back. This is the Castle Gate. There's a candy shop. That would have been a rival of yours, would it, John?
Yes, oh yes.
The Savings Bank on that side of the Castle Gate, and a pharmacy that was there then. Arthur Thompson's, a wine merchant, I think that reads. Now look at this. This is a shop, a newsagent, I think. Would I be on the front are advertising bus tours? Does it mean anything to you?
Yes, that's right.
That's right, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been where the bus tour set out.
One restaurant
At the top of Marshall Street.
And the second bank, already.
Union Bank of Scotland, one that, of course, disappeared with passing of the years. And a billiard hall.
This, I think, is where, yes, it is.
That's where the bus tour set out from, am I right?
Yes.
And the Athenaeum.
Lovely place.
Yeah. Would you have wined and dined in the Athenaeum, John, in the 50s?
No, never.
Really, never?
No.
There's a better view of the transport depot at that point. You say a lovely place, Dorothy. Did you
Yeah.
wind and dine there?
No, but it was a famous place for all the Sheriff Court people to go to.
What would a meal have cost in the Athenaeum, do you think, in the 1950s, John? Hazard a guess.
Oh, I don't know. I never went out for a meal in these days.
No.
Ate at home.
Hollywood hat, Dorothy.
Yes. Oh, yes. Famous place, that.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
What would you have paid for a hat in the 1950s?
Oh, 7 and 6 to 10 and 6, depending on what type of hat you wanted.
Many women wear hats in the 50s?
Always. Always. You weren't properly dressed if you didn't have your hat in your glove.
Even in the 50s?
Even in the 50s.
Really?
My sister went to business regularly, and she always dressed. Hat and glove.
More fashion shop, style and
Wells
mantle.
and Wells, wasn't that a fur?
Yes,
Yes,
of course, yes.
And Samuels, of course. Now, John Thornton's a lovely store.
That
It really was.
At the corner of
Corner
Market
of
Street.
Market Street, yes. It extended all the way. Now, of course, the National Bank had the corner, but now it extends right along to the corner.
So you had a shop in that block, didn't you, John? That was one of the branches of Toffee Thompson?
Yes, we're past it now.
Uh-huh. What would have been above your shop?
Well, houses and offices.
Of course, Bernard, I think I'm right in saying this part of Union Street would originally have been built.
Not so much this particular. Further up was two-story houses, and shops were then put underneath.
The Princess Cafe, that would have been a familiar rendezvous for many people.
Yes, that was a famous meeting place.
Was it?
Oh, yes.
For morning coffee and afternoon tea?
Yes, yes. And meals, too, they served meals.
Uh-huh.
And Woolworth, of course. That's where all the young folk went to meet their pals.
Oh, was it? You met inside Woolworth?
Oh, yes.
Would you have bought anything or just browsed?
Sweeties.
Oh, yes, I bought a lot of stuff at Woolworths.
Did you?
Favourite store, yes.
And did it live up to its reputation, the Threepence and
Oh,
Sixpenny
yes.
store?
Oh, sure, yes.
But then, of course, the threepence and sixpence was component parts sometimes. Before you got the entire article, you were quite a
Several threepences,
yes,
several
yes.
sixpences, yes.
Another shoe shop. Oh, this was a building that a lot of people thought had been bombed during the war, but it wasn't. It was beside Macmillan's. Beautiful store. Really a lovely store, Macmillan's.
Now, this is us coming up to Union Bridge.
No shops there at that time.
No.
Lovely view. Focal point of the street is this Union Bridge.
And, of course, just on the other side of Union Bridge was the Palace Hotel, which, of course, had been burned down a number of years earlier. And I think at this point, in the early 1950s, just an open space. Is that right, John?
Yes, it stood like that for a long time.
Before C&A's went in, I think, in the 60s.
Yes.
There's the top of, what's that, Bridge Street?
Yes, Bridge Street. And George Pegner's, a very nice food row there.
On the corner.
And Kennedy, there was a restaurant above there where a lot of people had their wedding receptions.
That's right.
Marshall and Phillips, what kind of shop was that, John?
Ironmongery.
And the Gorman Cinema.
Mm-hmm. Morrison's a gown shop. They always down themselves a gown shop.
Ian J. Smith, what would that have been?
Jewelers.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Reese Brothers.
Clothiers.
and another bank.
A gent shop, Reese, John?
Yes, yes.
And another bank. James Brown, the fishmonger and butcher. The grill there, of course. Duffy was a florist. Dathan Kay's a chemist.
This is at the corner of D Street.
And Wharton Grant's the second big department store.
This is us approaching what would have been known as the posh end of the
Yes.
street. Why was that, John? Why was one end known as the posh end?
I think the West End was known to be more classy than down the East End of Union Street, for some reason.
More expensive rents, probably.
Well, they're very nice shops, you know. Big shops. Sheriff's Lane, well-known.
Ironmonger. And what would that hotel have been above Sheriff's Lane? And above that college
That's
there?
Dale's, is it?
Don't know. That's on the corner. That's on the corner of Bonaccord Street there, isn't it? Yes, there's the limestone cut.
Yes.
Was the West Church of St Andrews there?
Was it?
Mary Silver, she was hat for them, I think. And Watt Brothers, wasn't that another outfitters?
What brothers, yes.
Munson and Gibson, a high-class grocer.
Galloway and Sykes and Ogilvy's, they would have been furniture stores.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Furniture. Kodak shop. And Rossley cars. Amazing to see cars in a shop window in the middle of Union Street.
Yeah. Did you have bought any of your cars from any of the Union Street showrooms, John?
Well, I bought a car from Rossley, yes, at one time. Did you?
A Jaguar.
Yep.
Remember what you paid for it?
Oh, no idea.
And Gerard's, what would that have been?
Jewelers.
Another upholsterer and cabinet maker.
And the 60-minute cleaners.
That would have been right at the start of the dry cleaning time, wouldn't
Yes,
it?
it's quite a new shop.
Now, there we are. There's
The
a
Capitol.
Capitol Cinema. Can we see what's showing? Gary Cooper in St. Drums. I think that was one of his classic films, wasn't it?
William Monroe's another fruit.
Notable model hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Marlowe's. What was Marlowe's?
Hairdresser.
Gents and ladies?
Yes, I think so. And the Playhouse, of course, the other cinema.
Can't make out what's
Christie's.
showing there.
And C.H. Webster typewriter. Butcher, wasn't that a butcher?
Butcher,
Yes.
Fishmonger.
And Shivers, another grocer and wine merchant.
And
No,
that
that's
takes us to the cut at the top at Holborn Junction. That bring back memories for you, Dorothy?
Oh, yes, definitely,
Okay.
definitely.
John?
Yes, sure.
What would you say was the biggest difference, we're talking 40 years ago, between Union Street then and Union Street now? Dorothy?
The lack of brash advertising. Definitely. I mean, if you look at those windows, there's no huge sales tickets. There's no stupendous reductions and all the rest.
Well, that's interesting, because in the film that we showed of the 30s, a couple of days ago, there were a lot of sale signs, but obviously that had gone out of fashion by the 50s.
Well, perhaps. Also, there's no for sale notices, if you notice.
I did notice
There's
that.
none of the buildings for sale.
Yes, yes. How busy would Union Street have been for shoppers in the 50s compared with the John?
Oh, I should say very busy. The pedestrian traffic was much greater than it is today, although the commercial traffic is much more now. But I should say in regard to the sales bills and so on, there were only certain times of the year that people put on sales.
That's right.
Not like it is today, all round year. It was maybe in summertime or at the coming year time when it was sale on.
And what about the kind of traffic that there would have been up and down Union Street? Obviously there were trams. What else would there have been there that there isn't now?
Still a bit of horse traffic at that time.
In the 50s?
Yes.
Delivering to the shop?
Yes, yes, we had goods delivered were horses and cars and bicycle traffic. Yes.
Well, we could spend a long time reminiscing over Union Street in the 1950s, but alas, we have not the time. Now to our competition.